Good afternoon folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's safe, hope everybody's well. So today I'm going to be doing a detailed review of this circular saw made by Evolution Power Tools. It's part of their new cordless range of tools, and this particular model number is R165CCS, and it's an 18-volt lithium ion powered circular saw. Now, in terms of purchasing one of these, you've got two options. You can either buy it with a charger and a 4 Ah battery, which is what we're looking at here. Current price is about £200. Or alternatively, your second option, if you've already got a battery, is to buy the bare unit, and you can currently pick them up for about £120. Now, if you have a look on the website, you may also be able to get an extra 5%, and the easiest way to access that is by clicking the links which are provided below this video. Now, this item does come with a 3-year warranty, and there's a 2-year warranty on the battery. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just show you some of the basic features, and then I'm going to actually show you this item in use cutting a different variety of timber materials, and I'll be working on a project making a cat shelter. Okay, so in terms of the actual operation of the thing then, we can see that this will cut a maximum of 55mm, so that would be a piece of timber if you're doing a 90-degree cut. If you wanted to, say, do a 45-degree cut, then the maximum thickness of timber is 36mm. In terms of an actual mitre cut, it will cut from 0 to 50 degrees, which is quite useful. And the actual weight of this unit is 3.5 kilos. Now, one of the things I do love about these Evolution tools are the blades. Now, they do come with, they're called TCT blades, which enable you to cut a multitude of different types of materials. They can cut, for example, mild steel. We know they can cut timber, they can cut plastic, they can cut laminates. You know, they're very, very versatile, so you don't need to keep changing out the blade every time you cut a different material. So fitting the battery is an absolute piece of cake. All you need to do, just slot it in this recess here at the base of the handle. Now, if you need to alter the depth of the blade to accommodate different thicknesses of material, once again, that's straightforward. You've just got a little lever here, that enables you to move the base plate up or down, which in turn will determine how much blade is exposed. Now, if you want to cut bevels, you've got another lever here, which will alter the angle of the base plate and therefore alter the angle of the blade. So once again, that's straightforward. All you need to do, find the angle you're looking for, and then just flick this lever back, and again, just lock it into place. All very straightforward and easy to use. So this item also comes with a cutting gauge. All you do, you just slot it in these holes here, tighten it down, and then you use that T-shape just to run it up and down the side of the material, just to make sure you get a nice, accurate cut. Now, in terms of changing the blade then, once again, this is really straightforward. You just need to pull back the safety guard, and there is an Allen key which fits in a little holder at the side of the unit, and you just basically unloosen the blade, swap it out, tighten it up again, and you're away. So just going back to the battery for a minute then, the easiest way to find out how much power you've got is just to press this little button here, you'll get 4 little LEDs on there. If it lights up 4, then you know you've got a full charge. If it only lights up 2, well, guess what, you've only got half a charge. So these do charge up really quickly, and I must say that the actual charging unit is a bit noisy, but it works brilliantly, and you know, you're not waiting around for ages before you can actually use the unit. Okay, so we're cutting up some decking boards at the moment. These are over 30mm thick. They're really good quality ones. They're very dense and very strong. So it does cut these with ease. Now, one of the other benefits of these cordless tools is the fact that you can attach them to a vacuum cleaner. Now, the one you can see here then is an Evolution wet and dry vacuum cleaner. This is really growing on me now. Initially I wasn't that keen on it, because when you stretch the hose, it does make a rather unpleasant noise. So this works an absolute treat, and basically, you know, it stops loads of dust floating around in the air. I mean, you should be wearing a mask anyway for doing these sorts of cutting exercises, but obviously it also means that there's less to clear up at the end of the day, which is always beneficial, isn't it? One of the other features of this saw then is the fact that it does have what you call a soft start. So when you press the on button, then it doesn't automatically kick in with thousands of revolutions. It works its way up very quickly to full speed basically. So that soft start is very helpful indeed. The other great thing about this saw is the fact that once you've come to the end of your cut, as soon as you take your finger off the button, that blade stops virtually immediately, and obviously that's a very beneficial safety feature. Okay, so now I want to have a chat with you about one of the major limitations of this saw. So in the next few clips then you'll see me cutting down some timber battens and some timber edging, and the thickness of the timber does vary, and the saw doesn't have any problem at all cutting through these. So all well and good so far. The problem arises if you want to cut some of the thicker timbers. Now I've got two rafter squares and these are absolutely perfect for getting nice square cuts on the end of your material. So one of the rafter squares which I have is 300mm or 12 inches, and the other one is 6 inches or 150mm. Now what I've found is the fact that I cannot use the 12-inch or the 300mm, the larger rafter square. I can't use it as an accurate cutting guide for the thicker material, and the reason is quite simply because the thicker the material, the more blade you need exposed. That means the actual motor on the circular saw drops down lower, and basically the motor catches on the lip. So here look, we can see that the lip, it's about 30mm. I'll put some precise measurements on the screen, and as you can see, look, if we try and use this as a cutting guide, then the motor basically catches on the lip of this rafter square, and therefore you can't use it for this purpose. Now if you're cutting thick timbers, it's going to be even more important to make sure that your cuts are accurate, because you don't want the blade to skew the cut as it's slicing through the timber. So this is a problem, and it is, to my mind, very disappointing. It's also problematic with the smaller rafter square, but less so. When I use the corded version, because the diameter of the blade is bigger, then it doesn't cause so many problems. But this is really very annoying, and it's one of the reasons why it isn't as useful for cutting things like timber battens, for example. It's great for cutting sheet material because you're not going to use something like a rafter square as a blade guide anyway. So as we can see, look, just cutting down the sheet material, it cuts at an absolute treat if you're freehanding it. Now if you do need a cutting guide though, it needs to be one that isn't too high, because you know that motor will catch on it. Okay then, so conclusions. So overall then, I do like this unit, but if you're in the market for a circular saw, you've really got to consider the impact the diameter of the blade has and your ability to use a cutting guide. That's the big issue here for me. So if I had to buy a circular saw, based on what I know now, I wouldn't go for the cordless version, battery operated. I would buy the version which is corded, and I can use it for a wider range of materials. So that's the biggie for me basically, other than the price. So the corded version is considerably cheaper. Right folks, so let's wrap this video up then. I hope you found it useful, I hope you found it informative, and if you're in the market for a circular saw, then I hope it makes it easier for you to decide which model to go for. As I say, there are some links at the bottom of the video which you can click. It will take you straight to the website and to this particular range. So I hope you find that useful and convenient. Thank you once again for joining me in the video. Please like, subscribe, share widely with your family and your friends. And if you have any comments, any questions, any queries, just put them in the section below and I'll do my best to respond to those. Thank you very much indeed. Take care. Bye-bye.